dedicated to Age of Sigmar, and you join me on a Sunday today to continue our relatively started new series that we're doing, which is going to be Hobby Hangout Fighting the Grey. And the whole idea of this is that I'm going to do some painting, your guys are going to do some building and painting, and we're going to crack down on our backlogs and try and prove that the backlog is not endless and we will defeat it. If you guys have got any questions during this video, please don't hesitate to ask them in the chat of the video. But also, if you're watching it on demand, if you like, after it's gone live, go leave some comments and let me know what you've been working on, because it'll be very interesting to hear that, as we always watch videos on demand later, don't we? So I'm just going to get it up now in case we've got anyone joining us in the chat, all that sort of thing. I'll just mute it there. Now the camera's a little bit higher up now, so you can see there might be a little bit messy or anything like that, and that's basically just because we're working on this model here, which is Shalaxi Hellbene, and I've been working on her for a little while now, and she unfortunately is a little bit bigger than a Chaos Warrior, so it doesn't fit under the camera quite as easily. So we've got James in the chat. So Luke saying, just to paint nice. What are you painting at the moment, Luke? It'd be interesting to hear. And yeah, it'd be interesting to see actually how much I get painted this guy, or this guy, this lady, depending on your perspective, because I am sort of, well, I've established on the last two times trying to do this, so I don't really get much painting done on this, but it is great to hang out and chat with you guys. So with that aside, for anyone who's joining us, I'm just going to say that today I'll be painting up Shalaxi Hellbene. So a model I've been working on for a little while now. Excited to crack on with us, see how much I can do. Let me know what you're painting, what you're working on in the chat. As always, if you got any questions, don't hesitate to ask. And Luke saying he's working on his Rune Lord, and Luke saying still low, nearly done. Yeah, it's I don't know if you're talking about your Rune Lord or more. Oh no, your Rune Lord, because you said you're working on it before, weren't you? Yeah, well, things do take time. Nothing good was done quickly, or however that quote goes. I don't know, but no. So you crack on, mate. That's fine. And I am also going to crack on with this one. We are going to touch up some of the pink gems. That's what we're going to do right now. We're going to dedicate a planned effort on how to get this model done. And I've also got some music in the background, so hopefully that'll make things a little bit better. And I'd be interested to know if that makes the video get demonetized, that it's on very quietly. So hopefully not, but I'll find it out for next time. And something actually really interesting that I found out when I started painting Shalaxi is that she actually somehow fits in a painting holder. So like a little hand stand. Somehow she fits in it. Actually turns out to have a really quite small base for a monster, these Keeps of Secrets, which makes things quite easy for me, because it makes this thing a lot easier to paint. And something I've realised from painting just this one Hedonite model is, and a Fiend that I painted a little while ago for a chariot, is although I'm doing a Sinesh army, which is Slated Darkness, I'm glad I'm not doing Hedonites, because I'll be honest with you guys, so much gold and so many gems to paint. Which is okay, but when you've got about, I don't know, 60 gems on this model, it's quite a lot, which kind of reminds me of like probably what Eldar's like, but I think this has got more, if I'm honest with you. So yeah, it's all good fun here, but has to be done, and I do try and get the worst bits on the model done first, hence why we're doing all these gemstones. And I haven't really done them once, but I do just need to go over it again to make sure the colour's strong enough. Now I have said to myself when I'm doing this that I will be doing cleaning up after this, because if I want to just try and perfectly get it without brushing over the gold, I'm probably going to kill myself. So I'd rather not go through that on camera, if I'm honest with you guys. You know, allow yourself for mistakes, and they just do a long, not enjoyable clean-up session after, but it's still easier than trying to do it perfectly first time around. But no, so if anyone's joining me, let me know what you guys are working on as well. It's always good to hear that. And something as well, I've got a question for you guys, is what army do you collect, or armies, and also what got you into collecting those army or armies, I suppose. Oh, I say army. I mean, we all do more than one, don't we? At the end of the day, otherwise you're kind of doing it wrong. So let me know that as well, and then I've got a follow-up question for you as well. And obviously, if you guys got any questions for me, put them in the chat. Just want to see that you got. Yeah, you guys can still see the camera and stuff as well. That's fine. Arnold saying a 3-hour plus episode today. No, it won't be, mate. It'll be about an hour today, I reckon. I had a sorry, I was going to say about last week as well. I wasn't able to do one of these. Just like one of those things, you know, you wake up and go, oh, my throat's sore, and you go, hopefully that's gone in the morning, and then it's not gone in the morning, and then you go, oh, well, I'm not doing a hobby hangout. So hopefully that won't happen. I say hopefully this won't happen, I mean, I'm already here, but hopefully it won't happen again for a little while, because I don't like interrupting things like that. But just to be safe, I'm not going to talk for too long. And I have actually been recording my Ostrich Bone Reaper sub-allegiance video just before this. Made a start on it. It's not fully recorded, but I made a start on it. So that'll be coming out soon, because the Ostrich Bone Reapers is my long and depth army series at the moment. But I've only got 2 videos out for it. And the last video I did was like I think literally like 4 weeks ago. So a little bit disappointed on my output on that. But at the same time, we've had loads of news from Games Workshop. So I can't cover everything at the same time, unfortunately, but the news has been awesome, so I think it's been worth it, personally. But no, Arnold, to answer your question, today will not be another 3-hour plus episode of 2.5 hours, or however long it was last time. It was good fun, but not today. So I see that we've got a few more people joining, so what I will say to you guys, let me know what you're working on in this video. Also, the question I have for today is saying, what army do you collect, or what armies do you collect, and what got you into those said armies? It would be interesting to hear, and I think it's always nice to hear from your from yourselves as well on what made you interested in certain armies, as we will have different things. And what I was going to say as well, if you've got any questions and all that sort of thing, just leave them in the chat and I'll be happy to answer them. What Luke said, more warp paint. Yeah, I mean, like, so, well, more warp paint, not really too sure at the moment, Luke, because as you're far too familiar, my games with Skaven have not been going well lately, so I'm not looking so favoury on the wraps. And can't lie to you, when I've been doing my video today for the Ostrich Bone Reapers, I'm kind of looking at it and going, wish I was playing those at the moment, if I'm honest. Basically been quite unlucky with Skaven at the moment. Not like unlucky as in like, just not getting like priority roles and stuff. No, been winning priorities and stuff. Just things just blow up turn one before they even do anything of any use, i.e. a warp lightning cannon. So yeah, a bit I've had a bit of the bad luck with Skaven, so I'm waiting to get the good luck, and then I'll be fine and back on the right side of them at the moment. So no more warp power at the moment, but we will be getting a green paint out, and then maybe warp stone, warp lightning green, whatever it's called. And then Arnold's going Kermit the Frog with a chainsaw on top of a hill testament figure. That sounds very interesting. I was not expecting to say that you were paying one of those, Arnold. And then Arnold's saying, do you think the OBR archers will make their way into AOS anytime soon? Oh yeah, so that's a very interesting point that you've made there, Arnold, that we were given the outlines of the Ostrich Bone Reaper warband unit we can get for Warhammer Underworlds coming out at some point soon, at some point in the future. I mean, we'll see them in the preview on the 20th, which is this Saturday coming. Yes, so do I think they'll come into... So what I will say is the Techless book we've got coming out has got battalions for Ostrich Bone Reapers in there. So there's more content for the Ostrich Bone Reapers there. So could it be like now we're going to get an Archer battalion, we're going to get some more release for Ostrich Bone Reapers? Maybe, but I already feel like they have quite a few models. But then again, Lumineth have got a second release where they already had not the least amount of models. So I, at the moment, to be honest with you, Arnold, I don't know. If you asked me a year ago, I would have gone, no. But now I'm like, I don't think so, but I can't rule it out. I think we'll see them at some point, but maybe not for a long time. Because if you look at like the Kernofi, what they called, which is one of the Way Watchers for the new Curse City coming out, but also that warband. The paint's completely dried out. Just going to rechange that. But the warband that we had for Beastgrave come out for like the Wood Elves, like sort of like bestial looking Wood Elves. And we thought, oh, they're going to be a thing, and they were never a thing. So I'd like to say yes, but I don't know. It would make some interesting dynamics, because then that would make Ostrich Brain Reapers quite a shooty army, because they've already got those catapults. Now they've got an archer unit. Absolutely, it could be really, really interesting. So I do not know, but I can tell you that within a few weeks of that warband coming out, there should be rules for them for Age of Sigmar, or maybe on the date of their release. So technically there will be an archer on release for Age of Sigmar. Would it be any good? Probably 1 attack, 18-inch range, 4s and 4s, no rend 1 damage. Maybe something like that. Cool, right, what the next gen we're going to paint one up here. That's fine. Got a few more people in the chat. Awesome. No, I was saying yes. I paint that model at the moment. Yeah, that's cool, man. That sounds really interesting. They call him Gus for obvious reasons. Too obvious. And then we've got Gurk out saying I've started painting Nurgle. What got me into painting Nurgle? Painting High Elves from Fantasy Shudders. That's quite a different comparison, isn't it? Nurgle and is that just because you're saying that you really didn't enjoy painting those High Elves, and then that made you paint an army that you can do with like washers and dry brushes and stuff, which is to me a much nicer army to paint completely. And then also I'll post a link in the Discord. Yeah, that's cool. And what I will say, guys, as well, is if you've been working on anything during this video, please join the Discord. You'll find a link to it in the description of this video, I think, or you'll just find it on my channel as well if you want to find it. And I'll post it later if you would like. And basically what you can do, join the Discord, share the work that you've been doing. We've had so many people recently join the Discord. It's been absolutely awesome. We have fantastic chats on there and everything. Everyone's welcomed near enough. And yeah, it's really, really cool. And I'll be honest, the Fight the Grey channel I've made on the Discord now, I put a message on there this morning saying, guys, you're doing some awesome work. Every morning I look at this and I just think, wow, you know, how much work you guys are putting in to get your backlogs done. And then it's making me feel really bad, as I haven't actually been able to do too much of it lately. So it's a blessing and a curse. So if you want to be there to curse and bless me at the same time, do join the Discord, and you can ask me questions and all those sorts of things there. So yeah, exactly. But anyone who's watching this, let me know what you're working on as well, and let me know, sort of a question I've got going today, what I thought of, is what army do you collect, or armies, and what got you into those armies? And if you've got any questions for me, leave them down below as well. What I will say is, if you guys have got any speculations for the preview that's going to be coming on the 20th, so soon, it's next Saturday, let me know as well. We know we're going to get some Ostrich Brain Reaper stuff in, well, I say some stuff, I mean, in terms of a warband, but look like it could be some cool models. We've got an archer there and everything else. So, and then Gurkha said, already do curse you through my partner. Right, I think I know who you are now. That is interesting. Yeah, well, if it's who I'm thinking, then they're not doing a good enough of a job, to be honest, and it often goes back on them. So then we got Luke saying Blood Knights. I mean, to be fair, I'm happy to say Blood Knights every preview, if I'm honest with you. I think Blood Knights is the way forward. If every army in Age of Sigmar had Blood Knights, I think it would just be a better game. Even bring Blood Knights out in 40k, and I know you could say, you know, Blood Angels and stuff, but I really feel like everything could be improved by just chucking Blood Knights at it. And if we keep saying Blood Knights enough, we will get new goddamn Blood Knights, all right? So we keep saying it, we will get it. Yeah, so maybe one day, maybe, hopefully, who knows. If we keep praying enough, we will get new Blood Knights. I reckon we will on the Soulblight release. Will they be Blood Knights as we traditionally think of them? Maybe not, but we will get some form of mounted vampire cavalry unit, I do think. I think, personally, massive vampire bats being read by Blood Knights would be awesome. Or like mini zombie dragons or something would be really, really cool as well. And we're just going to have to wait and see what the Soulblight release brings us. I really feel like this is the best moment for any release when you don't know what you're going to get. Because it's like, I don't know, like if I compare it to, it's different, but it's kind of similar. So Total Warhammer, which is one of the best computer games I've ever played in my life, and I still currently enjoy because I love the old world, and there's just so much you can do, and I really like Total War games. However, there's been 2 of those out now, and although they're really good, the best point to enjoy them is before they even come out, because there's all the like, because you can't be disappointed at all, or like your expectations are really high, and it's just that moment of, you know, there's so much hope and everything. So yeah, yeah, no, Blood Knights I reckon we'll get at some point soon. So guys, if you're joining this video, let me know what you're working on, and put it in the chat as well. Also, a question I've got going is that what army do you collect and why do you paint it? Or paint it, why do you collect it? What got you into it, essentially? And then Gurkat saying, what would happen if Uruk spears grew in the garden of Uruk spores grew in the garden? I think, I'll be honest with you, I think orcs are quite resistant to corruption of chaos. Now you're going to ask me why are they resistant. I don't really have an answer to you, but I just remember reading it somewhere. Like, I think they're so determined in their own way of thinking that there's just like there's no doubt in how an orc thinks. An orc never doubts itself, so there's no way for chaos to get their grubby little hands in there and corrupt them. So I think it kind of goes along that way. Whoever's got a better answer to that, let me know there. We've got Hurley Boy saying, just finished putting base colours on my Mortarion after spending last week painting 1400 points of Uruks. Well, that's a lot of Uruks, firstly. And secondly, I imagine Mortarion is making a nice welcome break of changing up. And it's something I've been saying before as well. If you've just been smashing out for so long on a certain army, and you lose motivation, just switch to one of your other projects if you've got another project. And if you haven't, just take a break. Take a break, honestly. Like, I've been painting Smash now for quite a long time in a row. And I thought after I got those 10 Chaos Warriors done, that might have been my time to take a break and paint something else, but I got them done and I still had motivation to move them to Shalaxi. So, but even with Shalaxi, if I get to a point where I'm just like, oh, I just can't be bothered to paint this model any longer, I will just put her down and move on to something else, I don't know, Ostrich Bone Reapers or something, without knocking her over. So very long claws on this and a very long spear. I don't know how survivable this is on the table in terms of full ability, shall we say. But yeah, if you ever get fed up something, just move on. Otherwise, you're just going to basically sort of quit the hobby for a little while. Not quit the hobby, but you just won't get any work done, like anything painted for months, probably. You'll completely burn yourself out. So then we've got Churum going, do you think Dark Elves will get a comeback? My first love with Warhammer was a Dark Elves leader on Black Dragon. I think I know like one sort of area, sort of models you're talking about there. Yeah, I think they're very cool. Dark Elves, I'd love to see them make a comeback, personally. Will they, though? Not in the traditional way. Whatever you think of Dark Elves from Warhammer Fantasy, they won't come back like that. Purely because it's just not unique enough for Age Sigma. It's just not unique enough for Games Workshop the copyright. I think Malarian will come back at some point soon. Like maybe 1/3 edition, like hits. How can I say it? This year, I think we'll see maybe something of Malarion, and that will be what Dark Elves are, apart from obviously Daughters of King. And what we'll see with Malarion is we'll see things like Shadow Demons. Maybe it'll be quite cult-like, maybe, but we will see some Dark Elf like elements basically with him. And I think so. Some bits could be look quite similar. Like for example, if you look at Lumineth Realm Lords, apart from their hats, some of them look quite standardized for high elves. But then we get wacky things like kangaroos and like fox lady archers and all that sort of thing, which I'm not against, but like it shows how different it can be, or like mountain cows and stuff. So the closest we could see is similar, but we won't see something exactly like the Dark Elves of the world that was. Is my honest answer there. But I do think we will see something Dark Elf-ish if we're not including Daughters of Cain at some point in the future, maybe before the year is out. So that would be cool to see there. How are we doing on the gems of this? I think that's enough for now. The gems. Yeah, I think that's good. So I'll keep the model more centered. Not used to doing these, just so it doesn't go off. Let's touch this one up a bit. cool. Got anything else in the chat? Yeah, Gokout saying the Keeper of Secrets, your painting looks like it's based on the colour palette of Ushari, the sea witch from The Little Mermaid. I wish you didn't say that, but yeah, coincidentally it does look like that now, doesn't it? Because it's got the little tentacles and everything. But it looks like the other Sinesh stuff, so that's not why I painted like that, but I see where you're coming from. Yeah, and then Luke's saying, play the new cities of Sigma faction from the Broken Realms book for a classic Dark Elf army. Yeah, that's true. It can definitely help there. But you've also got Amble Guard as well. Which again, like, you can play it. It's just not the strongest, but you're not always finding it's the strongest armies, as I've already mentioned. And then, sorry, you guys can see that cable. I'll try and sort that out. And then we've got Shurim going, wacky like Dark Elves riding on snake cows. I mean, you laugh at that, but we could see that. I don't think any of us have a right to say we wouldn't see that. So yeah, there's that. And then Gurkout is saying, have you ever thought about using ultraviolet resin to paint with? It makes gems look really pretty. I'll be honest with you, I completely haven't. And I'm not saying that in a way like, oh, I'm best not to use it. I'm just a little bit of a caveman. Like, I've only ever used GW paints as an example, mainly out of laziness. Like, I could try it. Like, I do use magnets and stuff. Like, I have, like, ordered things to help improve modelling and all that sort of thing. So, I could maybe try that. Maybe on a different army, though, because I've already got quite far into this. But that's a good shout, actually. And then Arnold saying, place the picture and the link in the Discord. Cool, man. I'll have a look at that one later. So, no. And this is actually one of the few demons I have for my like Slanesh army. I've got some Fiends and stuff as well. And I've got some of the old Seekers, which I might paint up at some point. Not a huge fan of those models, so they're not a priority, but I do really like Shalaxi Hellbene. She is my favourite demon there is, so I definitely wanted to start work on her, and I have actually, I built her and sprayed her about, probably about a year and a half ago, at least, so, and then she was just sitting in her box, so I just felt really guilty about it, so that's why I decided to move on to her, quite simply. Felt like she needed the attention. Have we got anything else that we need to paint on this? Let's paint in here, shall we? Did not enjoy painting that, but it turned out better than I thought, so that is okay. But yeah, so what do I think is going to come out in next week's preview? I'm a bit surprised that it's not just a 40k one, because they did say to us that because we had a pure Age of Sigma one, that we were potentially going to get a pure 40k one at some point soon, so I thought that would sensibly be the next one I expected, but no, so it looks like it's going to be a mixture, which would be cool. And hopefully, I just want a release date for Broken Realms Techless. They told us about bloody Be'lakor before they even told us the release date for the Techless book, so a little bit surprised at that. And it's not like them showing us a massive roadmap, because we don't have release dates. So yeah, but what I will say is that Be'lakor model, I know I did a video on it, but the best looking model I've seen Games Workshop come out with for a long time, in my honest opinions. I know we've seen vampires, and I know we had all the Curse City stuff. That Be'lakor model beats all of that, in my honest opinion. For me, absolutely awesome. And then we've got James saying, so Luke saying, I've finished my Rune Lord, shall just glue him together and post a pic in the Discord. Yeah, nice, man. And anyone's got, like I said, any work or anything they've been working on during this, any painting, any building, join the Discord, post it there so we can all see it, and it would be great to see your work. I just realised that she is not completely secure, and I do not want her to fall out. So there we go. That's a lot better. Good thing that did not fall out. But yeah, let me know your guys, your work and all that sort of thing. In the Discord, we have a buzzing community there, and it'd be great for you guys to join the conversation with that one. I've really been surprised at just how much that's grown. It's been absolutely great, and mainly by just mentioning it on things like this. So yeah, that's great. I think that's enough for the pink gems now. Oh, I'm just going to ruin it, I think. So now I'm going to move on to painting green gems, which is a paint I did not get out before this because I just forgot. So we're going to have a look around for, I think it's Warp Lightning, it's a Warp Stone, the Skaven Green, a really bright one. We like that, I've decided. So we're going to get that one out here. Hopefully it's in an easy place to get. Oh, or do we go? No, I think Mute Green's a little bit bright. Do we? Sorry, I know I'm away from the camera, so you might not be able to hear me as well. Or do we do? Where is that? Hey, what the bloody hell is it? Why has that paint gone? Okay, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to paint. I'm going to paint some brown instead because I have got that and I don't want to be away from the. Oh, here we go. So we can do this. This should be the one that's trapped all the way under here. As you can see, really professional. How easy I've got this to hand. And then we've got Arnold saying, "Is that Keeper of Secrets Greater Demon Slanesh, or is it a other mortal?" No, so it is a Keeper of Secrets. It is Shalaxi Hellbene. So it's the named character Keeper of Secrets. So like as Khorne's got Scarbrand, for example. This is actually one of Scarbrand's nemesis. Like they're massive rivals, these two. And they fight each other all the time, but they're never capable of besting each other. But Shalaxi Hellbene, done a lore video on her, but essentially she is Slaanesha's master huntress, I think is probably the term to use, and will seek out any who have annoyed Slaanesh. And then as soon as Slaanesh has like a new target, Shalaxi will just be like overwhelmed in senses that she needs to have this massive she has this massive urge that makes her need to hunt down and kill that target that has, like, you know, slighted Slaanesh, if you will. So yeah. Right, so we're just gonna crack this open. Hopefully we can work all right with the contrast. Let's us have a little look-see. It's gonna be over gold, so hopefully it'll be okay. So I just moved the camera there for a moment. That'll be alright. I will need to touch up and stuff later, but that'll be alright for now. There'll be a lot of touching up in this model, which I'm not looking forward to, but has to happen. So here we are. But yeah, because it's over the gold, it's okay. Okay, then we've got Lord in the chat saying, looks like a Keeper of Secrets, and hi Nagash. Hi man, I hope you're well. Sorry, bang the camera there for a little bit. Hi mate, I hope you're doing well. What are you working on today? Be great to hear. I hope you are well, like I say. And then we've got Argo saying, just trying to finish my skeleton horde army before the new undead arrives. So that is for the new undead realizes. Yeah, that's fair enough, man. Like, what mortar did you build out of the kit? That's always an interesting one. Did you magnetize it, or what I did is I was like, I like all the models a lot, and then my friend was like, oh, why don't you just magnetize them? And I was like, yeah, I want them all. So I just bought 3 of those boxes over the years and stuff. So that'd be cool to hear. And then I was going AOS, I think that is. It's not the Forge. Yeah, AOS, I think you're saying. Yeah, so it's not the Forge, yeah, founder Shalaxi Hellbene. Yeah. Really, really cool model. Really, really do like her. She is awesome. Her story is really cool as well. Like I said, I did a lore video on it, so you guys can watch that if you want to. But just know that she is awesome, basically. So clean that brush. Second. Cool. See how well that goes. I was just going to do like purely sort of like pink gems on this and like no other colours, but I thought it might just look a bit flat, so that's why I've gone for green and blue, as I have also got green and blue colours on some of my other Sinesh stuff, so it sort of does still tie into the colour scheme, and it just keeps it looking a bit less plain, I suppose. At that point, you know, it needs excessive colours, doesn't it, being Sinesh? So there we are on that note. Okay, we have to tidy up the white anyway, so not really too worried about that. I'm going to need so much Arco for this to cover all these gems. That is going to be a long ass job. Now we're saying Manfred, maybe not the most competitive, but I just like vampires. Yeah, so out of all the ones I built, Manfred was the one I was most happy with in terms of how he turned out. And I'm really happy with and Manfred's just a fantastic character, isn't he? You know, love him or hate him, most people hate him, but love him for that reason, I think, all the backstabbiness. And yeah, he's a really cool vampire, so I don't blame him. And then who is my favourite Mortarch? Luke there is asking me, which is an interesting one. Neferata. Neferata is my favourite. She's the first vampire, and she's absolutely awesome. So in case that was going to be a hard question, absolutely not. Neferata is amazing. Always been a massive fan from my old lore and from the new lore. She will be my queen of Warhammer, shall we say. And was the first Mortarch I built. So we've got that as well. Yeah, we'll go green here. And I've been painting this up in the week and stuff, and I wanted to get it to some level for you guys. I didn't just want to go, right, I'm going to start painting this, because I don't know, maybe you guys would have preferred to see me painting this from the start, but I'd rather show you guys like a little bit of progress on it before, like, well, instead of just going like it's just a white model basically. I want to show you guys some progress, so you can sort of see the colours and stuff I'm going for. Like I said, we've got some stuff in the chat. I will read that just in a second. Just going to paint up a couple of gems first before that dries out quickly. I'm actually quite happy with how much I managed to get painted so far today. I think this is more I've got painted so far today in terms of this video than last week's video in its entirety, which was like 2.5 hours, and I painted like the gold and I think maybe the silver on a Chaos Warrior. So yeah, quite happy with that. What have we got in the chat? So Gurkat was saying, I do enjoy painting undead and I have a lot of them to paint, but I'm looking forward to finishing my pile of shame so I can treat myself to my my second 40k box of Necrons. Those Necrons look absolutely awesome. Not gonna lie to you, there's the new magazine that's coming out, the subscription, isn't there, for them, the Conquest, which is actually going to feature the Space Marines, no surprise there, but the Necrons, which, I'll be honest, those Necrons really do tempt me quite a lot, but I am looking at it as I can't buy any new models until I already have all my stuff painted, bar from Warhammer Curse City, because I'm going like halves on that with a mate and stuff, so bar that exception, really, I'm not buying any models, so I can't really justify doing the new sorry, I know I'm going far away from the camera, doing the new Conquest stuff. I can't really justify that because I've also got the Mortal Realms, but if I was going to do Necrons, that's what I'd do, and they do look awesome. And then Gekka saying, we don't talk about the magazine. Have you already got quite... well, if you said that's your second box for 40k, why not just do it? Like, you're not too far. It's like, I've just bought a whole Necron army. Unless you have, well, from judging by your last message or in the chat that you haven't. just wait and do that. Like, honestly, 100%. Oh, right, okay, so I've read a new one, so because I want it far too much, yeah. Matt, if you're going to be doing a Necron army, do it. And if you're worried about what I'm going to do with the Spaceman stuff, just sell it off. And you're not going to sell it for loads of money, because obviously it's been devalued from being in that magazine, but still, do the magazine. Like, you'd be stupid not to, really, at that point, if you want a Necron army. If you live in the UK or wherever it's available, I should add, in case it's not valuable everywhere when it comes out. Then Lord is going, yeah, that was a good stream. You just kept talking when you said you were done. I really was. And the reason why, I've seen you saying you loved it. I'm glad to hear that. And the reason why I kept talking is because when I end this stream, on the first video, I do my whole, like, stay safe, Nagash is always one in Nagash, all that sort of stuff. And but it cut out. And I was like, oh, so I need to press stop streaming and then wait a little bit, for it to completely catch up, so it doesn't cut out my my ending. And the second time I did it, and it didn't cut out at all. So all the talking afterwards was not relevant. Turned out. But yeah, it's weird. Very new to streaming and stuff. Like, this is not my usual way of doing YouTube, but it's great. I really do enjoy hanging out and talking to you guys. Generally, as otherwise, like, YouTube is quite like a lonely thing, or you're just talking to yourself in front of your computer into a microphone the whole time. So no, this does make a really nice change, and I'm really glad that you guys enjoy it, as it really does make me happy. And just to say something else about the channel is that we hit just over 500,000 views, which is something I never thought I would say talking about my channel. So completely over the moon with that, and I was just and a lot of it came quite recently as well, as the channel has, I don't want to use the term exploded, but it suddenly over the last like 4 or 5 months became how do we say it? It's grown a lot more, so it's been really, really nice to see. And I want to thank to all you guys, because even if you just watch a video, it really helps out the channel, basically. So I was really, really happy to hear that. Have we got anything else we need to do on this model? Is that the only green I'm doing? Just is that the only green? Does it need more green than that? So talking to myself. Okay, we've got some up here as well. That makes sense. Again, like I say, I haven't done a tidy up process on this yet, so I'm not really too bothered if I make mistakes. That can be a future me problem, as we say. So now we've got a few of you in the chat. A question I would say is, like, so I asked you guys, like, what army do you collect and all that sort of thing. So another question is, if you could have a new unit for your army, or a new model from GW, what would it be? That is what I want to know. I think I'm just going to say, like, one to get us going. I think I already mentioned this for my death. I love a Blood Knight unit to come out, but they're riding either massive vampire bats, or they're riding mini zombie dragons, or zombie dragon type creature. I think would be absolutely awesome, and would make it very hard to try and not spend money. So that's what I'm going to say off the bat, and let me know what you guys would like if you could have any model from GW come out for your army, or for an army you would like. Also, like, things like, I don't know, Iron Jaws would be nice, they got a new model and all that sort of things, I often said. Or the Carrying King, Flesh Eater Courts, I'd really like as well. That's a good one, actually. I'd really like the Carrying King, so a named character Ghoul King, basically, which is in the lore already, and we could see come out for the Flesh Eater Courts in terms of, could be riding a zombie dragon or a Terrorgeist. I would think a zombie dragons, that just seems more royal. And Hurley Boy saying, how do you think Nagash will fit into the Broken Realms? So he's going to be in the next book, so that's the Techless Broken Realm. Sorry, just take a drink for a moment. So he's going to be in the Techless book, and basically Techless is bringing the fight to Nagash and Shaiish, which I don't know why Nagash, myself, is seen as the bad guy, always try and do what's best for the realms, and Nagash is the one only good guy, in my opinion on that, will never ever change. But that's how he's going to be in the Broken Realms. I don't think he's not going to get a Broken Realm Nagash, because Death was a bit of a funny one where it just wasn't mentioned in the lore for about like the first 3 years of Age of Sigmar or something, and then suddenly it's in the lore all the time, which is awesome. But I sort of feel like now it's fair enough if someone else wants to have a steer at the wheel for that, really, because the Soul Wars is coming to an end. And we got Peter saying Archer's battle line for OBR, and we have got more proof of that may be in the future at some point, haven't we? Because we saw that outline of a Ostrich Brain Reaper Archer, and there was someone going like, "Oh, it might not be an Ostrich Brain Reaper." It definitely is. It looks like the complete construct of an Ostrich Brain Reaper, so that is cool to see. And like I mentioned, it would make them a raised shooty army, which I know they already are. They're catapults, but if they had an arch unit as well, a second unit to be shooty, that would make them even more play styles, I think, which I'm a fan of for sure. I have actually been recording my Ostrich Brain Reaper sub-allegiance video before doing this live stream, literally about 5-10 minutes before. Haven't finished it, as had to come on here, but it's been quite cool going through them. I've gone through Mortis Praetorians, Petro Elite, and Stanic Lords so far, so hopefully you guys look forward to that coming out. Again, a little bit annoyed that I haven't managed to get it out sooner, but you know, here we are basically on that one. We'll paint that. Let's do that green as well. I think that's all. I think that's all. We're gonna do green on that one. Yeah, that's fine then. Got anything else in the chat? Oh yeah, a few people say, I'm saying a different giant man crusher model. Just more diversity in the models. No need for other characters, although I would not mind. But their bodies are way too similar. Yeah, I agree. There's not much changeability there, and I know like you can go mad with conversions and stuff, but like you really shouldn't have to do all that work, should you? You know, for GW at that point. So I would agree. I think that'd be cool to see there. And I think what would be even cooler, if I'm completely honest with you, is seeing instead like more sort of like giant monsters, which I know like, well, what do I mean by a giant monster? And really what I mean is just things like the monsters we see for the ogres, really, you know, they just fit that aesthetic. Some monsters that fit the giant aesthetic, and they're just like, you know, not just the humanoid, shall we say, version of a giant. I think would be really cool, and there's also lore to back that up as well. So yeah, I do agree there. And then we've got Peter saying, oh yeah, I will. Will you be buying the Underworld's OBR warband? So I've said to myself that I'm not buying any models until I get my backlog done. Exception is Warhammer Quest Curse City, and I know that's a lot, but that's because I'm going halves with a mate. So basically it's a way to get it at that moment in time for half price, if you like, because we're only putting half of it towards each other. So I'm trying not to buy anything new, but I do want to buy that Vampire Warband, and I may be tempted to get the Ostrich Bone Reaper one. I will at some point in the future. I will for sure be getting that. But what I will say is I won't be rushing to get it straight off the bat, and which is fine. Like for example, the Slates of Darkness one with the really cool Chaos Warriors and the Sorcerer. I was like, oh, I'm gonna get that when that comes out. Like I really try not to, but I'm gonna get it when it comes out. Came out a while ago, I haven't bought it yet. So, but because like the lack of the games, I really think that's sort of helped me not feel like I'm want to buy models all the time. So yeah. That's my thoughts on it, but I will get the OBR Warband at some point in the future. Ostrich Bone Reapers is one of my favourite armies. And then we've got Arnold saying Tomb Kings were shooty as well. They were shooty, and it would also make a more comparison between the Ostrich Bone Reapers and the Tomb Kings, because they obviously have the Skeletal Archers, and I can see it coming into the Ostrich Bone Reapers. And then Lord is saying, I'd like some undivided demons for slaves, not just big ones like Be'lakor, but some lesser ones like Bloodletters. That would be quite cool to see come out. And it would be quite different to see as well. And we could see that come out when Be'lakor Breaking Wombat comes out. I'm not saying we're going to get Small Divided Demons. I really don't think we are. But we, there's always the chance and there's always the excuse and the reason to get it at that moment. What would be really cool. And I do agree. It'd just be interesting to see like non-God Pacific demons apart from Be'lakor. And then we got like Andreas saying, hello, how's it going? I'm going very well. How are you going, sir? What are you working on? And you are also the reason why we've got the Discord Fight the Hobby chat now going, which is probably the most popular chat on the Discord, which if you guys would like to join, share your progress and all that sort of thing, you'll find a link to the Discord on the channel. So you can go check that out. And so I'm doing very well, thank you. Painting up a Shalaxi Hellbene here. So the named character keeper of secrets for Slaanesh. And doing that, answer you guys questions if you've got any, and talking about what we think we're going to see in the future. Talking about like the preview and all those sorts of things. And then we've got Argo saying, of course, Blood Knights or something similar is coming. I would love a named White King. Well, we're getting a new White King. Have you seen that already, Argo? Because that may be a named character. Like, you can give it a different helmet, and then it is a named character, basically. So, yeah, that White King looks awesome. And then we got Maru saying, sounds like you're saying Arch, Bone Reapers. Then again, it's AOS, anything is possible. It's a made-up word. Well, I think it's a made-up word. I have no idea. But Arch, Bone Reapers is how I pronounce it. And then Gurkat are saying, what is the one bit of scenery you would like to paint the most? I'm painting quite a bit of scenery, actually. So do you know what I'd really like to paint? So this isn't GW, but I would just like to paint some like, or I suppose like the old GW models, but some stuff I've seen on like Etsy and stuff is just some really nice like medieval fantasy terrain, like townhouses and stuff like that, or a blacksmith, workshop and stuff. Just stuff like that I'd really like. But if we're talking Games Workshop, what would I like to paint? Maybe the Herdstone from Beast of Chaos. I think that looks really cool, the Herdstone. So maybe one of those, I reckon. Or I painted a lot of the other scenery pieces. The new Lumineth one looks good as well, but at the moment a Herdstone, I'd say. Like Andrew's saying, working on Nighthawk at the moment. Might post some pics later if I manage to finish Basin. Yeah, man, that'd be cool to see. Hopefully you do get to get that finished. Peter's saying painting on Mirias performance. What is... Oh, my mind's going blank, man. What is that? Remind me. As I can't really remember. Yeah, I don't know why, but I can't. Purify. Yeah, remind me what that is, man. Cool. What colour are we going to paint now? What colour shall we paint? Let's do some red gems, shall we? Just to add a little bit of red in, I think we'll do a little bit of red gems. Red is the best colour. Just standard. Oh, from Diachasm. Oh yeah, cool, man. That's cool. Is that the Slaanesh warband, I presume? Yeah, I imagine that is. Yeah, that warband looks really good. I've actually got that warband waiting for me. To be honest with you, I just need to go around to a mate's house when lockdown's over to be able to pick it up. Yeah, that warband does look very cool. I do have to say. I made a mistake here. Okay, that's fine. I'll fix that at some point. Sorry, just mind blanking up because I just... Oh, bugger. You see, alright, I'll show you. There's a green gem here. And I thought that was the same green gem as we got on that armband there. But that armband there, green gem, is actually this one here. So yeah, that was a mistake I made. How am I gonna go around this? Can I just paint red over it? Is that like, yeah, let's do a little experiment, shall we see if we can just paint red over this thing. Can we paint red? I think that's a bit too much. Can we paint red just over that? Kind of works, but it'll probably come out a bit too different, to be honest, compared to the red on this side that we're going to get. Yeah, it's going to come out too different, so we'll have to touch that later, but that's okay. Kind of want to put red in that shield now. I wish I had a better plan for this model before I started. We're going to put red in that shield. Yeah, we're gonna have to, aren't we? Yeah, we're gonna have to, because I want to. I understand the consequences of this. It's fine. That's red there. Blue, green. Okay, so we do need to change the colours around. That's fine, we can do that. That's right. There's a lot of trial and error in this model anyway. Because the Slaves of Darkness and that stuff clearly just doesn't have that many gems and stuff on it. So, and I don't want to make them all pink, because pink is obviously a main colour here, but it's just be a bit too samey and it would turn out to be bland. Some stuff in the chat saying, Peter saying that's the Lumineth Warband. Oh, cool. Not as cool as the Sinesh, but that's cool. And then we've got Kark saying, hey H, I made a list for the Legion of Sacrament and want to know if you think that pursuing that is good idea, or if that style of army is on the way. Oh, okay, like pursuing and buying it. I wouldn't buy it, mate, in all honesty, because we don't know what's happening with Legions in Nagash. We know that it's probably going to get incorporated into Soulblight, but we don't know if everything's going to get moved over. I personally think it will. I hope so, because I'm heavily invested in Legions in Nagash. But if you're not already invested, don't, because we don't know where it's going to go. That's my ultimate advice I can give you on that one, mate. Hold off, basically. Hold off, and you won't regret it. Because if I'm wrong and it turns out, oh, I could have started Legions in Nagash ages ago because it hasn't really changed. Then yeah, you can always start in the future, but don't want to make a mistake on it if you have an option. Basically, if you're already not invested, don't be. I want to make making so many like different decisions after a while on this. Now I want this one to be red. Cox effect. Yeah, no worries, mate. Any questions like that, I'll be happy to answer. Just because you don't want to buy the wrong thing at the end of the day, do you? For obvious reasons. I'm actually going to stick to the theme of changing the colours by painting this gem under here, which is pink, red. Because there's not enough red on this model. If I'm going to start incorporating red, I need to stick to it. Bloody hand shaking. Yeah, so if you, I've seen the numbers of views and stuff go up and down. So like, if you've just joined, let me know what you're working on. It'd be great to hear that. And also, a question I've just recently asked is, what is a unit you would like to see come out for an army of your choice? If you can see any model come out from Games Workshop, what model would you like to see come out for that? And yeah, we're going to paint this red as well. I will try and get used to keeping this a bit better under the camera and stuff as well. As I do more of these videos, everything's still a learning game. I think that's enough red for now. I think we're going to need to touch up that red later, I know, but I think that would do for now. Still in the very early stages of this model. So Alex Tubbs is saying, why aren't you painting the best models in AOS? Yes, gutter runners. Already painted them, mate. If you joined the video earlier, you would have seen that I've actually painted the gutter runners. All 500 of them have been painted, ready to take on your dock in real life. I've told you that if I need to police the AOS community with the Clanation, I am more than prepared to do so. And then we've got Bear Wizard saying, howdy everyone, hope you're doing well, mate. How are we getting on? I will say that I am probably going to end the stream soon though. As I said, I wanted this going for about an hour, and we're getting to that point now if we're not on about an hour. So I'll probably do this for another 5 minutes and then I'll head off and work on the Ostrich Bone Reaper video and stuff so we can get that out in a timely fashion, because there's already been a while since there was an Ostrich Bone Reaper video on the channel, and clearly by a lot of you guys asking about Ostrich Bone Reapers, you are quite a fan of them. Then Kirk kept saying 500 eye twitches. Yeah, I think it might have been 1,000. It might have been 1,000 gutter runners. I'll be honest, they're slippery fellows and they may have given me run off into the shadows or something, so it's hard to keep track of them. They come around here. So glad I'm only playing one of these models. Like, I'm not really enjoying this, if I'm honest with you. I'm so glad I've only got one, because I did own 3 of these and then I sold 2 of them because I tried them out in a game once and I was like, this is horrible to play. No fun for my opponent, so I have to sell them, as I don't want to play again. I don't want to be tempted into playing it again, so that's why I just kept one that stayed in a box for about 2 years until I finally decided to paint Shalaxi Hellbene. And the reason I kept Shalaxi Hellbene is, yeah, not the most competitive one. I don't think it's very good in the game probably, but interesting rules, can be cool, and is the best looking one out of the lot. It's my honest opinion. We've got a red one up here as well. So yeah, I'll be heading out soon, guys. So have you got any last questions before I head off? And then obviously you can ask me any questions in the comments of any of my videos, and join Discord, ask me questions there, or wait until next Sunday where I'll try and do another one of these. And I will do a video on the preview as well that we're going to get. So just so you know with that one, bloody hell, that bit is so long, scratches anything. What's your favourite type of model to paint? My favourite type of model, Nighthaunt. 100% Nighthaunt. That is the best models I've ever painted in the terms of I can paint so many so quickly and they still look good. Like, and not, but don't mean in a show-off way, but just like I'm really in love with my color scheme for that army, and I can paint it really quickly. So it's like the best of both worlds. So you get like loads of like wins when you're painting the army. Whereas the Sinesh stuff is my best painted army by the time it's done, but it does take absolutely forever. So yeah, Nighthaunt. Fleshier Courts, if you asked me before I did Nighthaunt. But yeah, Nighthaunt at the moment. So yeah, you guys got any more questions before I head out? I'll give you a minute or so, and then I'll crack on. Is that all the red we're doing with this one? I believe so. Yeah, that'll be enough red on that. That is fine. Kark is saying, finished The Undying King a few weeks ago. Fantastic book. Brilliant. And then itching for another death-focused novel. Any recommendations? Yes, absolutely. So I read these in reverse order. So what you've done, but you want to listen to Neferata, Dominion of Bone or Dominion of Blood. I'm going to get it up for you right now. Because I've got it in my I'm not sponsored by them, but Audible library, and then I can find out the specific name for you, because this is this is my favourite AOS book I have read / listened to, for sure. Because like I said, Neferata is my favourite character, like my favourite Mortarch, and is in top 3 or top 5 characters. Favourite, and this was all about her and her actual kingdom. So it's called Neferata, the Dominion of Bones, Warhammer Age Sigma. So that is my strongest recommendation to you, and I actually think, if I just go back on it, yeah, and this is after the events of the Undying King as well, so it would follow in like a narrative story. So go check that one out, man. It's absolutely fantastic. You even get like in-depth like views, like even follows like in-depth in the video, like characters which are like a Hell Knight, which is a captain of a Black Knight unit, or things like Blood Knights or something like that, which are like Neferata's bodyguards. Like, it's really quite cool. So I would definitely recommend that. And the Undying King is really cool. One of the best things about it is that you saw what it's like to live in the realm of Shalaxi, the realm of death, and worship Nagash opposed to worship Sigma. That's really interesting. And then you see that go forward in Neferata, the Dominion of Bone, what it's like to live under a vampire hierarchy and stuff, and just seeing how mortals live in those situations, which I think is really cool, as the mortals always need to be in Age of Sigma, as you can have godlike beings, but it's the mortals that you connect to. It's the mortals that you can relate to in a story, and that's what brings the story to life, my honest opinion. Yeah, you're welcome, man. You got any more questions or anything like that for the books? I've actually, like I said, I've got Audible, not sponsored by them or anything like that, but I'm dyslexic, so it's hard for me to read, so Audible is what I go for, as you get basically good value for me on getting audiobooks. And they didn't used to have any Warhammer ones, so I quit, and then I rejoined again and they had loads, so I was like, oh, love this. And then yeah, they get more and more on there all the time, so that's what I'd recommend as well to listen to. And with that, guys, I'm actually going to end the video there. As I said, I wanted it to go on for about an hour. I think we've gone on maybe just a little bit longer than that, and I really hope you've enjoyed the video. It's been great. We've had a lot of you on. There's been a lot of you joining us and asking your questions in the chat, which is always good. If none of you guys ask me any questions in the chat, I'll just be sitting here painting for an hour with a camera on and feel really, really sorry for myself. So thank you very much for joining me. If you just joined and you missed it, don't worry, you can go check it out later. This will be straight up on demand as soon as this video ends, so you can go rewatch it. And if you do want to join me live, do join me next Sunday, presumably, as long as things go well and it's all planned and stuff. I'll be doing this again at 3 o'clock 3 o'clock PM GMT time, so British time basically, if you would like to. But yeah, if you did enjoy the videos, guys, like I always say, smash that like button. I generally say that, I know I always say that at the end of all my videos, but if you hit that like button, massively helps the channel out, and it's free to do so. And if you would like to subscribe to the channel, that would be absolutely awesome. Like, it's something like over 70% of people who watch my channel don't subscribe, and it really makes a difference if you do just press that one button. And then if you could be absolutely amazing, if you could click the bell notification after that. Again, free to do so, goes absolutely miles in supporting the channel for like how basically YouTube is concerned with things. So yeah, that'd be great. And then what I also want to do is a massive shout out, as always, to my patrons, who because of them I can continue to do a YouTube channel and try and make as many people get into our hobby as possible and continue their journeys within it. So it's going to be my top supporters first, which are going to be my Morgasts. This is Johnathan H, Filq, Bleed Red, and Christopher G. At that support, you're giving me so much help. Thank you so much for the continued effort. And then we have my vampires, which are Mir, Martin S, Ras321, David A, Ronni H, Doug P, and SpareBear. Thank you so much there as well, guys. That support you're giving is huge. Then my Necromancers, which is Jacq.l, RadiationRiley, AW77, Dice Sagas, WolfNick, Michal W, Quad, Cranky Wombat, Christopher F, Christopher C, James S, and Steve T. All you as well really help together to keep the channel going. And if any of you guys would like to support the channel, you can become a YouTube member by clicking the join button. You'll see next subscribe button. And if you want to support on Patreon instead, you'll find a link to my Patreon on the top of the description of this video, or just on a link on my channel. And you can even just consider giving $1 or £1 a month, and it goes absolutely miles in helping the channel and keeping me going. Like I always say, that, you know, Patreon and YouTube members, it doesn't like make profit in terms of me doing this, but it gives me support financially, which help towards the cost of doing and running a YouTube channel. So thank you to all those guys and anyone who would like to support in that way. But if you can't and you are enjoying the content, like I said, smash the like, smash subscribe, smash the bell notification. And if you've got any questions, leave them in the comments. And like I say, if you just joined and you are going to be doing some painting and stuff now, put it in the comments as well. It'd be great to hear. So with that, guys, I'm going to thank you all very much for watching this video. It's been absolutely grand, and looks like we can keep this series going. So that's great. And I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your weekend, a lovely week to come. Stay safe, and also remember to watch that preview that's coming out this week on Saturday. Well, I say this week, next week, isn't it? Saturday. Check that out. I'll be doing my usual coverage of it straight after it is. So anyway, guys, with that, I'm going to thank you very much for watching this. Remember, until next time, stay safe, all that. Wear a mask, wear gloves, stay hygienic, and, you know, make sure you wash your hands all times. But more importantly than any of that is remember that Nagash is all, and all is one in Nagash. And you are welcome, Lord. And now we're going to get the awkward bit of me trying to turn off this camera, which I cannot do without taking out the clamp. So we'll just bear with me with my phone. But no, seriously, guys, thank you very much for watching this, and stay safe.